Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki at Abbey Meadow Crafts, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my plans for the season of autumn for the months of September, October and November 2025. I decided to group as a whole season of planned pages and goals for the season of autumn because I'm returning to work for the first time in a long time this next coming week on the 3rd of September, and I just know I'm not going to be able to get as much time to film as I have done because I started the channel during the school summer holidays when we've all got just a lot more time. So I've got my planner and I'm going to share my colouring goals. So I have just still stuck to months in the planner so that I can break it down a bit easier. So my first goal is to balance my colouring hobby with working when I return on the 3rd of September, to try and record one video per week for my YouTube channel, to work to try and gain more YouTube subscribers and viewers to videos. And I watched a couple of YouTuber tips on this. I'm trying to work on it because it's such a new channel and I'm such a newcomer and learner to all of this kind of thing. I've never been brave enough to share a video of myself on anything before, not even my personal social media. So really trying to work on my confidence with it. Next, I'm going to try and continue to grow my social media colouring accounts on TikTok and Instagram. I'm finding that easier to do than YouTube videos because it's just I share my pictures, not videos, and so many people are lovely with when you follow them, they follow you back, and then you get lots of more information about new colouring books and new strategies, new techniques for colouring. So that's a really good way. I've also I'm going to try to be brave enough to add or try water-based mediums such as Neocolor 2s, watercolour paints and watercolour pencils, or even chalk pastels or oil pastels to backgrounds of pages, especially for basing and to speed up the colouring process. So I've been watching a lot of other colourists videos on this, and I have done a few PDF practice pages, so I now need to just be brave enough to actually put those into the books and not worry that I'm going to ruin the book just by adding water mediums or things like that. And I also need to think about things like pastels that I need to set the page. So I've been watching other videos on that, so it's really useful. I will be filling this in for the end of September because I'm just going to add in from September these figures. I'm going to be putting in the supplies that I've bought or books in September. There's a massive, great big list of books. I am not going to get round to all of those for September. I have just brainstormed so many from all of the books I have, bar I think it's 2 that I haven't actually planned for anything in because they really are not relevant books to anything to do with autumn or Spacetember for September. So I've left 2 out of the collection. So I currently have a collection of 35 books. So yeah, it's growing, but I do try and sort of space out my spending on books because I want to be able to utilize all of them. And I am such a collector that I'm so prone to buying so many and then not touching them. So I'm trying to avoid doing that, but it's just see so many lovely books I'm just so tempted by. And then I just add any other notes for September in there, and then it carries on. So that's my current planner that I set up myself, but I am planning to buy the specific colouring planner. I've seen a few of them, but I particularly would really like the colouring planner for 2026 from Amanda Colours. Really like that one. I see a lot of other colourists using it, and it's set out beautifully, and I saw the flip through, and I love the fact that illustrators have been included in there for their pages, have been put in there. So I really would like that one. That's definitely on my wish list. So now I'm going to start on the books. My last video for my August completed pages was 45 minutes long. I'm going to try and keep this shorter because my tech is not that advanced, and I've kind of had to look into finding more storage ways for my phone, and because my phone is not that great, but I do the absolute best that I can for filming. So I'm going to aim to try and keep this video as quickly as I can, and I'm going to try and film in one shot again. I'm not going to try and edit it too much because my skills are not there yet in editing. I'm still learning. So I'm going to start with my first book, which is Catscapes by Lila's Colouring. I first saw this book on Instagram. An independent illustrator artist, again, absolutely love supporting independent illustrators. And so for Spacetember for September, I have planned to do this page. So see, that's my lucky number there, 13. Funny. So there's 13 cats on the page, and I am going to, I mean, it's got stars and things like that, but it's the sky kind of thing. It's kind of like a bit of a tedious link to space, but I haven't coloured in this book for a couple of months, and I've only just done one page, so I really wanted to include it. Obviously we've got the cat sleeping there on the moon, so there are some links there to space. And so I'm going to do a Van Gogh kind of Starry Night themed background and colour scheme here. Hopefully that will look quite good for that one. So there. Haven't got any others in there for October or November. I'm just going to concentrate. Some books have just Spacetember, September. Some books have all three. Kind of, I've grouped it into Spacetember, Halloween, and autumn in general. I've kind of just grouped it into that. I mean, if I don't get to them all, it's not a big issue, because that's one of my other goals that I needed to put down actually in my planner, is that not to really be annoyed with myself if I don't cover all the pages I've planned, because I'm such a planner. I just get frustrated with myself if I don't meet all of my sort of planned pages for the month. But that's why I've kind of gone for a season rather than a specific month, so I can spread them out a bit more. So I've got these, they're all mixed. I haven't grouped them into cozy, cute and cozy books or more detailed, although I do that in my list of books I've got in the planner. I keep a list, and when I've bought them, each book, and I write whether it's a detailed book or whether it's a cute and cozy book with thicker lines and bolder elements. So I've just mixed these in completely, so they will just pick off the pile as I go, really. So we've got in here we've got this page for September, Spacetember. Sorry, I'll go back there. It's Life in Jar by Tina Daisy. It's Tiny Daisy. There was a little thing a couple of months back on Amazon, and they mixed up the name or something like that. So this book was the changed name, and then I believe it's gone back to Tiny Daisy now. But I really love these illustrations. So we've got the cat beaming down. The cat's in a spaceship and beaming down onto the pig and the cow, and it's all in a jar. I've got a bit of a thing about things in jars, colouring jars. I do also make small worlds in jars. That's one of my other hobbies. So I like to include characters from different scenes like Disney, and I like putting them into a jar and creating like a magical woodland with lots of toadstools and things like that. So I do really like this book because it gives me ideas for what I'm creating as well. So I have actually got a Halloween one in here. There was quite a few different pages in here. I have to really quite try and restrict myself because I will just pick hundreds of different Halloween pages. I've only got one specific Halloween kind of spooky book. So I haven't gone for this. I know there's a lot out at the moment. I've seen a lot of new releases on specific spooky, specific Halloween books where the whole book is Halloween, which they are very tempting, but I'm trying to stick to books I already have, because as I flip through, as I bought them, I noticed and make a mental note that that can be for Spacetember, that can be for Halloween, that's autumn, definitely. So I like to include books that are all year round and pick out the certain pages from those books. So we've got the two young witches here, and they're brewing up something in there. So that's going to be good. I'm going to try and find color schemes, palettes for, I mean, in this one I can just see purples and blacks. It's just like traditional. But yeah, I will try and include certain palettes for certain books. I've still got to plan a lot more of that, but that tends to come when I think about which book I'm going to use. I then think, right, I'm going to look on Pinterest, or I'm going to search on Google, or I've got a palette book as well. I'm going to look in there and I'm going to pick one out. So I try not to plan too far in advance because my brain will just be absolutely scrambled. So that's that one. Trying to go through these as quick as I can. Another one of my favorite illustrator artists is Lulu Mayo. So this is A Million Llamas. I've got majority of the Million series now because I found again another amazing vintage bargain purchase. 6 of the Million series in the bundle that I got, and they were all £2 each, and that was amazing. So these were all included in that. So definitely love these books. And so this one, as soon as I flipped through the book, as soon as I got it, I thought that's definitely going to be Spacetember, because we've got it like round the edge here, we've got the planet elements in the background. I do love these blacked out backgrounds. We've got some planets, so they're going on an adventure on the llama. So really out there, love it. Gonna use probably water-based markers on this page and maybe go over the top with pencil crayons. So we'll see how that one goes. So that's A Million Llamas by Lulu Mayo. So this next book here, a fairly new one to me. It's Cinema. It's a cute and cozy colouring book by Lucy Vina. Again, I saw it on Instagram. and I saw it on Instagram, and saw a flick through on there and just wanted to get it. I've seen some of the other movie themed cute and cozy books, which I have thought about getting, but I thought I'd just try this one first because I hadn't seen it as much, so thought I'd give this one a go. So we've got definite. I had a go at. It's quite funny. I had a go at it doesn't have a list of the specific films that each page covers. So I had a go myself at guessing, and did a terrible job because I put the Planet of the Apes for this one, and it's actually Interstellar. So I actually reached out to so it's Lucy Vena, but also she's collaborated with the illustrator Tiny Daisy on this one, which I didn't realise until I saw that they both posted it on Instagram. So I contacted Tiny Daisy, and they sent me the actual movie checklist, which is fantastic because I'd just be guessing forever on some of them. I'm not very good at working them out. So I printed that off and put it in the front of the book, and I wrote on each page what it was, but kind of left my original guess there for an absolute laugh. So Interstellar is the Spacetember themed page. So that's going to be really good there. And so this is one of the books that has a page that I've planned for each of the months of Spacetember, Halloween and November there. So I'm going to aim to do September, October, November. So had to go for this one for Halloween, sort of October time. It's the Hocus Pocus. I did actually guess that one right first time. So can see I'm going to try and maybe use the colour schemes from the actual characters, lots of purples, oranges, greens from the film, for that one there. And I then realised when I saw in certain books that I have noticed there's kind of skull patterns, and I googled when the Day of the Dead festival was, because I just couldn't remember, and I read that it's mainly celebrated over the 31st of October, the 1st and the 2nd of November. So I've put this one in for November, because it's inspired by the film Coco. So I'm going to put a lot of bright colours in that one there. So that's that book, getting through them. So this is a very unique book. Again, I follow the illustrator Anna Rose, follow her on Instagram, and she'd put that she'd got a new book. I love the frog illustrations that she does, and she's done like a step-by-step guide to how to color the frog in her style. So I've been doing that kind of thing on PDF. But this is the first book I've got from her. It's Cozy Apocalypse, because I am absolutely obsessed in anything I can't even say it, apocalypse related, I'm going to say, because again I can't say that. So it's actually a cute and cozy apocalypse colouring book. So I really, because I kind of thought I can't find a zombie one anywhere, but it's not particularly zombies, but it's quite quirky. So I've got a definite Spacetember in here. There was a few I could have chosen from this book. So I went for the tractor, cow driving the tractor in the field, and there's gonna an alien invasion, and on the crops. So they're setting them on fire. So I know on her channel, Anna Rose has done an amazing effect that looks like the page has actually set on fire. So I might use that here. That'll look quite good on there. And that's that one. So this is the latest Colouring Heaven I have. I've got a monthly subscription. I've only received, I think two so far. So I've had it for 2 months, and this is the Manga Girl Adventure Special. Designs by Alicia Giuliano. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I do apologise for pronunciation. Yeah, there was so much to choose from in this book. I haven't really got any manga related colouring books as yet, so I thought that was a real good one to receive for the month of August. So I've got this one for definite for Spacetember, a little girl with her little aliens and her robot. Reminds me of the the R2D2 out of Star Wars. Just been watching those at the moment, those films again for probably about the 20th time, if not more. Yeah, they're sat on the moon by the looks of it. Sorry, that's Onyx. He's come to investigate. He wants to see what I'm doing on my desk, and he likes to chew the corners of my colouring books, which is not ideal. Come on, come on, good boy. That's it. Come on, come on. Sorry about that. He's very inquisitive. He's just over 1. Very inquisitive, and he does like to chew the corner of my. Loves to chew the corners of my colouring books, which obviously have to watch him with that. So we've got a Halloween related page. This book had more or less everything in it. It was so good to choose from. Little witch there, she's conjuring up a spell. Yeah, really, really detail, a lot of detail in here, but we can go for amazing palette there. I can choose one from it, and lots of stars and magic and really good things in there. So that's Halloween. And then I need to go back to almost the beginning for November, because it is my birthday month. So I couldn't find a lot of birthday related pages, but I thought this one was really cute. It's got all like the dinosaurs and the ghosts around the table, and like a dragon with the party hat on. So I thought it was quite cute. So I included that one. So that'll be the first ever time I've coloured in one of the larger Colouring Heaven books, because obviously I've got the Matchstick Mouse, the Mouse Adventures, but that's a pocket one. So this is the first time I've got a larger one. So we're going to go now for a book I featured in my first video I did, the Big Whimsy Nature Colouring book by Kirsten Morris, who I followed on Instagram for a while now, because I first discovered her on a stall at Comic-Con in Birmingham. So followed her ever since, and then she's just released a larger colouring book, so was really interested in getting this one. And again, I could have chose so many pages from this book, so much choice, but my partner actually chose this page for me to do, and it's the frog in space. Really good. I love that one. And may not necessarily stick to a green frog, because I like to go a bit out there sometimes with my colours. I don't know why I keep seeing a purple frog. Yeah, so that's a really, really cool page for Spacetember. And we've got for Halloween, for October time. So I know we've got the other page showing up on there. I'm trying to, it's because this book is so beautiful and it's like cardstock, so I find it hard to fold it down. It's double-sided, so I'm gonna have to be careful with what media I use in this book. We'll mainly probably stick to water-based markers and pencil crayons. But I've got the cat in the witch's hat and the frog who's got the fairy wings on. They look like they might be going trick-or-treating or to a Halloween party, and they're walking through the woods. So that was a good one. And then I've got for sort of November, autumn in general, so I can pick it up any time in between September and November, is this fox. Well, again, it's because he's got a party hat on and the bunting, so I kind of chose that one because it's party related. But I don't know if I'll get round to it, but I also absolutely love the hedgehog with the unicorn horn and the toadstools. It's very magical. But yeah, so either one of those could really be done in the sort of autumn season. So that's kind of left quite open, and so I won't get upset with myself if I don't get all the pages coloured. And this is the only Joanna Basford book I currently own. I've got so many on my wish list. I just love her illustrations. I zoomed in a bit more for this one because it's the miniature edition. I bought this just before holiday. It was really handy to take on holiday because of the size. Didn't take up a lot of space. So I've got, for autumn in general, I used my very sort of glossy, very metallic watercolors, and I based the background. That was one of my practice backgrounds when I was learning how to do that, and I'm really pleased with how the book, it's not gone through. I'm really pleased with how it took the water based paint. So I'm going to go in with my fine liners, maybe use some Prismacolors in there as well, to make it really nice and bright, bring out the toadstools and the wood effect in there for autumn in general. That's the page that I kind of started, and I need to complete it now. And we've got I put this for Halloween, but it could be autumn. I've never actually completed like more of a wallpaper type page, but I do quite enjoy doing those. It's not too repetitive. We've got elements like magic potions. We've got a lot of conkers and acorns and keys. I love colouring keys. I love drawing keys. Sort of like there could be some magic dust in here, so I've put it for Halloween. Here goes Onyx again. Sorry, everyone. He's so inquisitive. He wants to see everything that I'm doing, but he's also knocking my equipment. Come on. So interested in what I'm doing. So I saw the skull, very, very detailed skull, and it's got leaf elements in it. And I just thought I might just do it. I won't keep the greens. I'm going to do it lots of different bright colours, maybe fluorescence fine liners, for Day of the Dead again for November time. So that's that one. That's one of my smallest books. And this one I did speak about in my previous video for my August, just adjusting that there. So the size of the books change. I discussed I showed the book for the Holdra folk, and I mentioned Spooky Tales as in the one that I have recently purchased. So it's this one. I've only really purchased this one as a spooky related book, because I absolutely love this illustrator. Follow her on social media platforms, and I love seeing the different colorists, the way that they they work on the pages is just amazing because they're all different. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely find one for Halloween in here. Obviously, I couldn't even find a smallest link to Spacetember, but that's fine because I've got that covered in other books. So I have actually seen this page done with the amazing new effect of grey and rainbow on the edges. So with the pictures on the wall, I'm going to really try and give that a go. So I'm going to need to look at some tutorials on that one. Again, I could colour every single page in this book for Halloween because it's all spooky related. So the next one there is what I thought I could do as a Harry Potter inspired page, to do the cloak and their uniforms in Harry Potter inspired colours. Yeah, just add anything I can. It's got a trunk in the background and the lovely round window. So yeah, I'm gonna make that into like Hermione and Ron or any of the characters really from the films, to change that up a little bit into their colours. And the last one I picked from this book were for autumn. Actually, I've got another one as well. I mean, I could just choose for the whole of autumn. I could just have coloured this whole book because it is just so relevant, and I just love it. I love the illustrations and the magical elements, and so it's autumn related. They're jumping in the pile of massive leaves, so all the colours are going to come in there, like the reds and the oranges and the yellows. And somebody's made like an apple pie, so that one's going to be a great one for autumn. I can't wait to do that one. And actually, the last one in here I chose was Day of the Dead related, because the little girls sat at the altar, like and then I can just do these in fluorescent bright colours. Got some little ghosts going on here. Yeah, that's a really good one to do in November. So my next one is Bunnies and Dragons. Love this one, illustrated by Heather Gross, and really was keen to work in this one again, because I have done a couple of pages but I haven't worked in it for a couple of months. So I've got specifically Spacetember. I noticed when I first flipped through this book, when I first got it, that the bunny is stargazing with a little dragon on, and so that one's really cool for Spacetember, that one. And we've got a more specific sort of autumn page here, and this one is campfire stories, very topical for autumn. And the bunny and the dragon, they're having a little camp out. They've got their tents and they've got their little campfire, so I thought that was really cute to do for autumn, and the trees can come in with the autumn colours, the palette autumn colours there on the trees. So yeah, I love that one, and the paper's really good in here too. I usually use alcohol markers in this book because it's single-sided with just a little bit of text on. So here I have my favourite Lulu Mayo book, A Million Magic Creatures. It's the first one I got in the series of these books, and it's what made me want to get other ones like it. Just love the illustrations. So we've got fireworks here for November, with it being on the 5th of November here in the UK. We celebrate fireworks night. So we've got the fireworks going off, and there's unicorn mermaids in the sea, and there's frogs in the boat, and there's rabbits in the hut, which is just, yeah, I just love it. It's just so random, but I absolutely love it. So that one's for November. And so, but yeah, my audio ran out on the last book. So I have just filmed in 2 parts. So I'm going to carry on with A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. And this was the page for Halloween that I chose. Could have chose so many from this book, so many magical Halloween kind of related pages, but I've chosen the one with the oval and the little witch on the broomstick, and I love the way that Lulu Mayo draws her bats. So yeah, so that's the Halloween related page for that one. And this was another bargain that I managed to find. So it's I always struggle with this one. Kawaii Tarot colouring book by Lulu Mayo. And again, I found this in a local TK Maxx, and it was $2.99. Yeah, so I couldn't resist that one. I'd seen that some other colorists had worked in it, and it's such a lovely book. And again, I've chosen several pages from this, but I'm not thinking that I'm gonna get around to all of them, but it's just nice to have some ideas. So we've got the star page for Spacetember. Love that one. It's going to be very, very bright, very sparkly, I think. For that one. Oops. And then we've got Halloween. It had to be, well, trying to work in order in this book, so it actually worked out quite well, because the next page that I've got to will be The Magician. So yeah, that one's great for Halloween. And I've also got this one marked out for Halloween. It's the Devil page. Again, love the black background, love the bats. Yeah, that one's great. I love that one. So I might not get both done, but we will see. And we've got an autumnal one. I chose the Page of Coins because it features a squirrel with his acorn, and we've got some mushroom elements in there, and I could do that as a autumnal palette for that one. Nice sort of autumn evening sunset in the background, so there's lots of ideas for that page there. That's that one. And I mentioned this in my August video. This is the original Hold Folk Mountain Village colouring book by Oda Agada. I'm terrible. I'm so sorry at pronunciation. I get so tongue twisted. It's just, yeah, it's just typical me. But this was the first book that introduced me to the whole series by this illustrator. So I've chosen a Halloween related page, the Potion Brewer. That one there, lovely page. That one planned. There's lots in this book here. This was my first ever Coco Wyo book. It's Pocket World. It's one of the larger Coco Wyo books. Just trying to get it in the shot there. And it's more detailed than the Cute and Cozy books, but there's lots of so many different themes in the book. So I was able to choose Spacetember, the pocket space themed page, and this whole book I had to get it because it reminds me of Polly Pockets from when I was younger, because I used to collect them. But you can see when I first started colouring, I had a very, very basic set of alcohol markers. I mean, they were not a very good quality, and I didn't really realize that Hoo-Hoos or Shuttle Arts or anything like that existed, even the more sort of reasonable lower price brands. So I then realized that it's gone through to this page, and put the yellow through, which I've heard other colorists talk about, but I'd never experienced it until I went back through this book. So even though it was a red and an orange that I used on the other side, the yellow pigment has gone through. So I think with this one, I'm gonna single-sided, so I might base it with alcohol markers, but then I'm going to use to cover up these yellow bits, I'm going to use some acrylic markers there, to try and rescue the page. And so I thought this one was a definite Halloween page. The really tall sort of spooky witches looking house. Yeah, we've got the broom and the hat left down here. That's going to look really good. I can just see it in, I mean, that house has to be black on the outside. Yeah, has to be black and greens and purples. I can see it as that, maybe a bit of orange here and there as well. So that's a really good Halloween related page. And then we've got another Halloween related page. There's just so much in this book that I could have chosen from. I don't think I'm going to get 4 pages completed, but we don't know. It might, it might happen over 3 months. So I might be able to fit it in. So we've got the coffin themed house. Really quirky, that one. Again, very similar colours to the other page, but I might try and put some fluorescence in that one. That would look really cool. And then I also found an autumn related page in this book as well. So it's really, really sport for choice in this book. So this one, we've got the floating leaves. We've got like, it's almost like a harvest related page, because there's the vegetables there growing and the apples on the tree, so I can bring into these trees a lot of autumnal colours for that one. And I've got the first ever larger Colouring Heaven book I got for my first month's subscription, and it's the Wednesday special. The designs are by Laura Luz. Apologies about my door there. I'm filming in my shed, my craft shed outside, and the door's just blown open because it's really windy and rainy today. It's like such a contrast to summer. It's definitely autumn is arriving. So yeah, this is every single page obviously could be coloured in any of the next 3 months. Halloween is all related, so I just chose one page that I thought I might like to start with in here, and it's because I like to practice using a light source. So it's Wednesday in her cloak in the spooky trees with the crow. So yeah, we're gonna have a good go at that one. So we've got this one. Love this book. Haven't worked in this book for a couple of months. So it's Froggy Days by Miss Kitsch, or the Kitsch Club, and it's the cute and cozy style. Spacetember, September. I've got the frog with a telescope. So lovely moon and stars. That's going to be great. Had to be that page. And I also found an autumn sort of Halloween related page in this book, and it's a pumpkin house and the little frog is collecting the pumpkins, and we've also got some sunflowers, which I love colouring sunflowers, so that's going to be a very cute page to work on. There we go. And we've got another Lulu Mayo. They're definitely dotted around, they're not all together. My pile is just so mixed. A Million Unicorns by Lulu Mayo, and I found this page. I haven't done many double page spreads, so this is going to be a really good one. I saw this as soon as I opened the book for the first time, and I thought, wow, that's a really good one for Spacetember, because the black background, it's really gonna, if I use some really fluorescent bright colours here on the planets, it's really gonna pop out. We've got some little aliens here playing the instruments, and a few spaceships, spinning vortex type thing, so that's going to be really cool. So I can't wait for that one. Unicorns in space, definitely. I think that's what I called the page when I put it in my planner. And another cute and cozy but supporting an independent illustrator who I have followed on social media, Instagram, I think it's more TikTok. She does quite a few live colour alongs on her channel, so it's Fantasy Moments by Colour with Cole, and I've chosen this hat to be like definite Halloween page, the little witch collecting the pumpkins. So this bold book, it gives a lot of scope for pattern work here with the wider spaces, so I'm going to like bring in quite a bit of pattern work, use some autumnal color palettes for that one, so that's going to be good. There, apologies about if you can hear the rain on the roof of my craft shed. It's everything's going on today. Not the best for filming, but we've got A Million Sloths by Lulu Mayo, and I chose this page here, the cupcake one, because it's a birthday related page for my birthday in November. Got the bunting and the candle, and so yeah, I've chosen that one for my birthday month of November. And I've got this one here, the sloths in the tree with the owls. I thought that one is a great page to put in lots of different oranges and reds and yellow color schemes there, different types of autumnal colors on the tree for that one. And we're going to go back into now the books that were on the bottom of the pile, because I coloured in them for the month of August. So you saw these books in my previous video, but I didn't show the specific pages that I would be colouring for the next few months for the autumn season. So I've got Forest Cuties by Jake McDonald, and I mean this whole book could be coloured in autumn. So many pages. I find it hard to choose out of this book. So I went for the tree with, obviously I can do the different leaves. There's going to be lots of different autumnal leaf pages all across my books for the next couple of months. And we've got the really cheerful little robin here. Lovely elements with the acorns, very, very autumnal. So that's that one. And I spoke about this one in my previous video. The Potion Grimoire by Tessa Vane. And this whole book could be Halloween related because it's all magical potions. And I'm going to carry on with the Alchemist Pantry mineral ingredients. Going to colour this page. If I get 2 more pages, I can. Just carry on. It's a bit like one of my tutorial practice books, just really quick and easy to finish. And for Halloween, I chose the Scribble Hex Serum potion. It turns anything you doodle into a minor magical occurrence. So I love that one because it's also got the toadstools there. So really wanted to do that one, and gonna go absolutely crazy in glitter, I think, on that one. At the bottom it says the margin of your notebook may become unstable. So I just like the humour in this book. It's all the way through. It's really creative. And another one of the Hold Your Folk. This is the Magical Creatures one. So I've got all but 2, I think it's 2 I'm missing in the collection. So they're on my wish list because I would like the whole lot because I just love them all. And I said previously, I've also got the Hold Your Folk practice book, which is so thick, and it's just gives me so much practice space in there before I work in these books. So I've got Halloween related Shapeshifter Scientist page. So that's really good because you've got the goo, so you can colour all that. And I've also got an autumn related page in here, or any time that can be coloured in over the next 3 months, or because we've got a unicorn strawberry harvest. So that's really cute. I'm bringing the strawberries in, and I like to colour strawberries how I've learned in the tutorial books. That's another good practice for that one. And going back to Mouse Adventures now. Colouring Heaven Pocket by Morgan O'Brien. So I do love to work in this book. I've worked in it every month so far since I had it. And I've got for Halloween, I've got the Paris page because it includes its Matchstick Mouse's hat, looks very much like a witch's hat there. And I think this may be a couple of pumpkins here. I think it is. And we've got the autumnal leaves as well. And we'll do kind of like a real sort of autumn evening sky in the background there. So that's going to be really cool. And I also chose a Day of the Dead festival related page here. So it's someone like Magic Mouse is on top of the hat, and they're wearing a Day of the Dead festival. Well, I think actually it's a skeleton. So yeah, very, very good. And we can put a lot of fluorescence in here, lots of bright colours. So that's going to be really good as well. And then we go back to RJ Hampson's Mountain King. Just getting that back in the shot there. There we go. And better. So we've got Had to Be in this book, which I had seen when I first looked through it. the Harvest Moon page where the dragon is stealing the pumpkins and the dogs go mad at the bottom here. Yeah, very good. And again, lots of autumn leaves. I'm going to be colouring so many autumn leaves, but it is my favourite season, so that's all good. There, so that's the only page I chose in that one. I have done a lot of recent work in that one, so I just chose one page in there, and I think it's the same for Dragon Dreams by RJ Hampson as well. I think I've just chose one in here because I like to work in books that I haven't worked in for a while, other books. So we've got the autumn page because I just completed the summer page, so now it has to be the autumn page. So we've got the very, very sleepy dragon here, and yep, again we're gonna go in with autumnal leaf colours, so that's going to be really good as well. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do the dragon yet, but I'm going to try and do a different to red and orange like I did on the last page. I'm going to think of a different colour for that one there. Maybe green, I'm not sure yet. But I've got a thing about purple, so maybe a purple dragon. And I'm going to just do a really quick one of this because I did show it in my last video. It's Romantic Country by Erie, and I'm going to be working on the map, which is my ongoing project. So I'm probably going to end up doing the forest area or the mountain area. I'll try and work my way around the page for that one. So that's not a seasonal related page, but it's an ongoing page that I like to work on. And again, I think I found a lot of different pages in Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. I could have chosen so many, and I had to just get it down because I would just choose so many and never get them done. So we've got Halloween Tea Party, such a beautiful page, and I haven't coloured any sort of scenery backgrounds in this book yet, so I thought I'd give that a go. Yeah, it's so detailed, it's beautiful, and again gives me chance to practice my my sort of skin tone shading. I may go for green skin to make it a bit like Wicked, Alphaba. That's what I sort of visualized in that one. And I have another one. This is one of my favorite images in the whole book, so I was really glad that I could pick it for autumn. It's the Forest Sprite. Gonna love doing that one with all the different leaves. I like drawing mystical characters like the dryads and things like that. I've done a few pages on that before. Yeah, gonna really love that one, so I can't wait to get that one coloured in. We're just down to the last few now. This video is way longer than my last one, but it's 3 months worth of books, so it is long. This is La La Friends by Coco Wyo. Lots of space related pages in this book. It's all sort of like fantasy and imaginary, and so this is I call this page Egg in Space, because I can't quite work out what it is, but I always picture it as an egg. So I just see it as a flying egg going through space, so that's going to be quite fun to do that one. I think I've got 2 for Spacetember in this book. It's hard to choose from. I may go for this one, but I may try and do both. We'll see, because we've got the 3 months to work on these. So we've got Unicorn. I called this page Unicorn in Space. He's just flying through. He doesn't look very happy, and the aliens look quite concerned for the unicorn, but that's going to be done in a lot of rainbow colours. I can just visualize that. And an autumn related, again, this is another good book for all year round. I liked picking from here. I've got like I call this like a little tree stump person. I'm not sure if they're just wearing a tree stump head or if they are actually a tree person, like a dryad, but I'll just go for it. Yeah, leaves, autumnal, toadstools. This could be a sunflower. Yeah, really good. So we'll work on that one. And one of my new favourite books. Again, I could have chose so many. I could have chose most of these pages in this book for Halloween. But I was really pleased because I managed to find one for Spacetember. Because I see these as little alien creatures. I did colour them in my last page, so I'm going to replicate that with, I love the way that they've got these little, I see them as little lights, and I like the light source coming down here so that I can practice my skills with light sources, because I've not done that too much yet. And I had to choose. I was stuck between two different pages for Halloween, but in the end I went for this one. It's the upside down Batgirl. Yeah, amazing with all the candles. I can put the crystals in again. Yeah, love it, absolutely. Really want to work on that one. And for some really quick kind of little drawings in Tiny Tales by R.J. Hampson, I found this page, and it's got the pumpkins at the bottom. So I'm going to try and do sort of autumn related flowers, the flowers that are still there in autumn. So I'll do a little bit of research on that one. Really nice quick page, that one. And I've got, these are my last 3 books. So this is another one of my larger books, Easy Fantasy by Joshua Dunbar. So I can't think what page I picked in this one. So I definitely chose one for autumn in there. So I was going to choose that one because it's got the leaves, the wanted poster one, but I think my my post-it note's fallen out, which happens. It's just one of those things. I'm trying to think, it was that one. I definitely did choose one for here. I'm just gonna go through. I mean, there's so many really lovely images in this book, and I do like the way that the shading has been included. So yeah, I'm gonna have a go at maybe using some pencil crayons in this book. Oh, there it is. I put it at the top instead of the side because I've got this scheme where I put finished pages at the top and planned pages at the side. So I've gone a bit wrong in my in my post-it notes there. But yeah, so definitely this one. We've got a gnome riding on the back of a fox. So very autumnal with the leaves. Had to be that one. Make sure that goes back in the right place. That's it. Glad I found that in the end. So, last couple of Fantasy Kingdoms by Ruby Joy. Just went for one in here. Autumnal page with the tree and the fairy and the gnome. The little dragons just hatched out of the egg. Got toadstools, lots of autumnal leaves again, can be coloured in there. And it's a really happy tree as well. So yeah, that one's very cute. And I think this is the last one. I did mention this book. It was shown in my August completed pages, and it's not the next progression in the book because that would have been the waterfall page. It's the home of the forest ghosts. God, he said goats. Home of the Forest Ghost page there. So gonna do it like last time. You learn how to like shade the flowers, color the flowers, picking out all the elements from the page. Mushroom caps, love doing those. Mushroom gills, I just learnt they were called gills actually in my art course, because we did a study on mushrooms, and the teacher actually said she had to look it up. They're called gills, which I had no clue about, but then they do look like fish gills, so that makes sense. Mushroom stem, lush grass. You get to practice the forest ghost itself. And I've not done any work on how you can make ghosts appear on the page, so that's good for practicing. And then you do the final, all elements put together. So that's a really good one for Halloween autumn. So really quite topical, that one. I'll leave that one in there. So apologies that this video, I think it's over an hour long now. I've filmed in 2 parts because my audio ran out on the first video, but I'm going to do as much as I can with my editing skills to try and put it all together, and looking forward to showing you the pages that I do get done. In terms of how I show my completed pages, I will do separate September, October and November videos, because if I do it all in one, it's going to be really long and I probably won't fit the whole video on the memory on my phone. But thank you very much for visiting my channel. Please like and subscribe if you can, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.